Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Tom, from The Honest Meeple. Today we are unboxing a very mysterious box. It is Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell, a board game of English magic, designed by Marco Maggi and Francesco Nepitello and released by Osprey Games. It is of course based on the original novel by Susanna Clarke and it is illustrated by Ian O'Toole. In this game, you will take on the role of one of four of the prominent characters from the book. Either Jonathan Strange, Mr Norrell, Miss Redruth, or John Secundus, and you will have to travel across England and Europe attending social engagements and performing your feats of magic in the hope of becoming the most celebrated magician of the age. They must be careful though, unfortunately, because you must be able to strike a balance between your studies and your status, because the gentleman with the thistledown hair has plans of his own and it will take all your strength to stop him. So, let's get into this box and see what we can find inside. Unfortunately, the plastic's already gone. The plastic's here because I opened it, filmed it, and about halfway through my microphone stopped working. So, apart from that, everything is pretty much ready to go. So in the box you will find a advertising leaflet. Osprey Games I'm a big fan of, as you probably are aware. So one of the big ones they do is Lost Expedition. It's a card game. You'll make your way through a jungle. If you're not too much of a fan of that theme and you fancy a bit more of Judge Dredd theme, then do check out the Cursed Earth. Very similar to Lost Expedition. It's almost like a reskin, but really good game. Also got High Society in the London game there. But who cares about that? Let's get to the game. So, we have a rule book here. So, magic blossomed in England with John Osglass, the Raven King, and the orates of the Golden Age. Apologies for the pronunciation. I'm trying to read it with the font. It's quite difficult. That was centuries ago, and magic hasn't been seen in England since. Until now. It is 1806 and the beginning of the extraordinary revival of English magic, a period of great beginning, a period of great restoration. Leading this change are four magicians: Mr Norrell with his incredible library of magic, the famous gentleman Jonathan Strange, the scholarly John Secundus, and the mysterious Miss Redruth. At the same time, a malicious fairy known only as a gentleman with the thistledown hair is stealing away men and women to the other lands, and he is only growing in strength. Which magician shall break his enchantments and be proven the greatest magician of the age? I guess we can only find out by playing. So it gives you a quick overview, kind of the contents. I have to say Osprey always do a great job of laying these rule books out. They explain all of the elements used throughout the game, the magician boards, all the cards, the board itself. Really clear, nice numbered setup, and then a really nicely laid out how to play. They really try and make it as simple as possible. They hope that you can sit down, read this book very quickly and get started, and of course the game end with a reference on the back, as you would expect from a board game rulebook. So, let's see what lurks within this box. So we have the magician boards. So we have Jonathan Strange, we have Miss Redruth, we have Gilbert Norrell, and of course John Secundus. So these are double-sided, and I don't believe there's any difference. Looking at it, no. Let me just check consult the rulebook quickly. I don't believe, looking at them, there is any difference. No, it doesn't say. Nope, it doesn't say it. I think they're just double-sided. To make it nice and simple. But there we are. They've also got the actions that I believe are the same for each one. Yeah. So you've got advisor, man of business, confinement, street magician, pupil, and coachman, and they all have different actions that you can take. And there's your player board that you'll use throughout the game. Nice artwork. Ian O'Toole has done a fantastic job of recreating and doing this artwork in this game. So they're the player boards. I'll place them there. You have the spell element tokens. just the one punch board, which is nice to see. You're not going to be sat there punching for hours. These are obviously all the elements that you'll be using throughout the game to perform your feats of magic. Just double-sided there. That looks good. We'll get back to the board in a second. We'll place that to one side. So, I'll pop these cards with those for the time being. You have a lovely bag of silica gel. Interesting fact, fun fact, don't eat this. However, silica is harmless. The reason they say do not eat is because it is not food. State the obvious, I know, but yeah, don't eat it. Anyone, I would say kids, but you know, kids and adults alike, don't eat. Either way, you have the tokens. So these are the player kind of pawns that you'll move around. Really nice wooden markers, painted. I believe they're painted, but they're really nice. And you also have the discs that you'll use on your player board. Again, really nice. They all look good, really high quality, which is what I would expect to see from an Osprey game. So yeah, very nice. So they are all of the. Oh, there's a black token. Don't know what that. I'm going to guess that's for the Raven King, maybe. We'll find out. So these have attracted my attention. I love a bit of artwork, and these look amazing. You know, Tool, I'm hoping you've done a good one on this. So I believe these are the cards of Marseille. So the cards of Marseille, they reveal the prophecy of the Raven King throughout the game and foretell the return of English magic. So these aren't actually dealt to the players, but instead they're kept near the board, and each year a new card of Marseille is drawn and it will have an effect to all players, which is shown, I believe, across the card. So you've got the fairy strength, the invitation value, and then the available elements. The available elements that limit what types of magic you can perform that turn. But look at that artwork. That is stunning. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. It fits so nicely with the theme. And just looks, it pops. It looks incredible. I don't normally go through cards this slowly, but I feel this warrants it. Oh God, death! Wow. So they're the cards of Marseille. By the backs there, just that is really a thing of beauty. Yeah, they're really nice. Look at that. Right, enough gawking at these cards. Let's look at the other ones. So we'll take this deck out. Looking at it, I believe this is going to be a selection of various different cards. So we'll start with these. Okay, so these are the spells that you'll use. So they'll tell you the effect, and then basically the prestige value reminds you that the card could be discarded for 1 prestige if you really wanted. So you've got Tello's Hand, Elastis Scopus, a spell to travel quickly. That's stating the obvious. Ancient Silver Basin. Visibility. Oh, drop them. And then various cards. So they'll be used as spells throughout the game. You've then got books of magic that allow you to further your magic repertoire, but also allow you to convert elements into better elements and different elements, I believe. So they're the books of magic. Oh wow, look at that. Again, fantastic artwork on the back there. You've then got the Feats of Magic. Oh, look at these. So, as you go around performing, you will obviously perform feats. They will be reported on by the London Courier. And, yeah, these will be revealed throughout the game. You can choose to do them by essentially performing magic with these 2 elements. And that's how many prestige points I believe you'll get. But I love it. A ray of sunshine convinced to burst through the cloudy sky. Spectres of the dead haunt the churches where they're buried. A violin made to play sweet music upon itself. Oh, what a fantastic idea. A man's garments rendered quarrelsome and boisterous. So these are fantastic. What a lovely idea, because obviously in these days, you know, if you're performing magic as bold as these people will be, they'll be reported in papers, and that's a really nice element. So they are the Feats of Magic, and then you'll finally have, these are the, I believe, the named connections. So you make various connections throughout the game, but these are kind of more important connections, and they'll give you a one-time bonus, as you can see on the cards here. So yeah, they're one-time bonuses that you can use. So they're those. Again, artwork is fantastic. You then have these location cards, I believe. Yes. So these are the places where you'll be performing your magic. Lots of Italian music, dinner party. Obviously these are locations across London and Europe. Grand ball, morning visit, private ball. Wow. Again, the artwork on these is beautiful. I'm so excited to try this game out. But they're the locations. And finally, we have the introductions. So you'll be introduced to people as you travel performing your magic, and they can give you advantages. They can spread your reputation is the word I'm looking for, and they'll be vital in becoming a popular magician. Lord Liverpool. Oh, again, the artwork just pops. Looks great. There we go. So they are the introduction cards. And finally, with a click of the fingers, we have the board. So the board is here. You've basically got London and Europe, which you'll be travelling across. You've got the player track here, the prestige track. You've also got the track for the Raven, the man with the thistledown hair. And you'll be moving your pawn across as you travel, performing your magic and learning more spells. The board again looks fantastic, as does most of the game. So that is Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell, a board game of English magic. Again, the Osprey Games always fold like that, I love it. But there we go, guys, that is a quick unboxing of the game. If you're interested, do go check it out. I will be doing a full video review on this and a review on my website, so do look out for that. There'll be plenty more content to come, so please do join me for that in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this. Any suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. And as always, I will see you all next time.